live for the call from venerable Lambeau Field. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. From up top, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. And Charles, an NFC North matchup here, the so-called black and blue division.
Atta baby, show that age.
It's going to be a battle in 2019 as well. Who do you like out of this division?
Well, Chicago is a defending champion, and they play defense as well as anyone in the league, so you have to like their chances to repeat. Minnesota thought they were going to run the division, had a rough year. That's not normal Vikings football. They'll get back into the fray. Green Bay had such an underwhelming season last year. They changed coaches, but they still have number 12 throwing the football. And Detroit, they're on a crusade to eliminate bad football and get back to being the Lions that roar.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Lions offense and Matthew Stafford ready to go here. Stafford still a solid quarterback in his 11th season now, but the Lions still yet to win a playoff game under his guidance. And last year's mark of 6-10, the worst since 2012 for the Lions. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. And now the offense for Detroit.
Running back Kerryon Johnson was drafted out of Auburn in the second round in 2018 to become the Detroit Lions' lead running back, something they haven't had in a long time. In fact, in 2018, he ran for over 100 yards in a game in September. The first Lions back over 100 yards since Reggie Bush on Thanksgiving Day in 2013. They're hoping that continues, and he'll be the three-down runner that they've been seeking.
On second down, it's Johnson. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. And a peek at the defense for the Packers.
Safety Adrian Amos was a free agent in 2018, and division rival Green Bay took note and brought him to Wisconsin to patrol the center of their defense and also drop down near the line of scrimmage and make some big-time plays in the running game.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Trevor Davis deep for Green Bay. Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Time to see Aaron Rodgers and this Green Bay Packers offense operate. In Week 5, they got the victory over Dallas. Big road win, 34-24 to get to 4-1. Although Aaron Rodgers didn't throw for a touchdown in that game. In fact, through 5 games, Rodgers with just 6 touchdown passes. Green Bay has done it more on the ground. 8 rushing touchdowns this season for Green Bay to those 6 passing touchdowns. But whatever the formula, they're winning at 4-1. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
Durable and dependable, but also elite is left tackle David Bakhtiari. He's only missed 6 games in his NFL career. He protects Aaron Rodgers' blind side, and he does it so well. In 2018, named first-team All-Pro for the first time in his career.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And the starting crew defensively for Detroit.
As the Detroit Lions continue to rebuild their defense, they were so excited about the opportunity to acquire defensive end Trey Flowers from New England, who always put on big performances in the playoffs and in Super Bowls. And now the Lions looking forward to seeing that game in and game out. 7.5 sacks is his career high. They'd love to see that number get to double digits.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford, open man is Galladay, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Stafford with a give. This is Riddick. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Stafford going to come up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Stafford caught by Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. But now it's 3rd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that
one. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 7-0. A 10-play drive that time. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Packers offense making their way back out. Earlier we discussed the Week 5 victory in Dallas, 34-24. You know, it's really been something how they've dominated Dallas. They've won 8 of their last 9 against the Cowboys. In fact, Green Bay 5-0 all-time at AT&T Stadium. That includes a playoff win a few years back against Dallas, and then the Super Bowl 45 victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the back of the schedule for Green Bay is loaded with games on the road, so they'll try to take advantage of the next 2 at home against Detroit and then against Oakland. They'll run it with Jones. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Week 5 for Aaron Jones, by the way, was a game for the ages at Dallas. 19 carries, 107 yards, 4 touchdowns. First Packer to run for 4 scores since Dorsey Levens 20 years ago, and the first player ever to run for 4 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield. and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. It's caught here by Adams. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd down now. It's Jones, and he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs. They covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 20. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Stafford. Packer pressure, and down he goes. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Davis now to return it. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 21. Back to throw. Stafford. This complete to Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Open here is Allison. That's complete. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
It's just me and you.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. On the return, here's Agnew. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
He's coming. We got double up.
Here's Riddick. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Tremont Williams, a veteran corner there on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line. That's the end of the first.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jones has it. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. He lost 2 there. And it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. From the gun, Stafford. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. That sack came from the corner. On the corner blitz, it was Josh Jackson.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for the loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Here's Sam Martin now. He's been terrific so far. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Devontae Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
But he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards on the play, first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a gain of 34. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers, operating from the gun. Got a man, that's Allison. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Jones. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They'll try again with Jones. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal. Here's Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep route, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now let's look at the quarterback, Matthew Stafford, in our player spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Now it's Stafford. The completion to Riddle. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Dean Lowry, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Stafford. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They're going draw play. Stafford to Johnson. Johnson on, it's poke free. Football's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Blue 60! Mike's 50, Mike's 50! Right. Here we go. Let's go, D, let's go!
Stafford to Riddick on the draw. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Lady! Check my 50. I'm going back to you. I'm going up.
Now Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Riddick. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, here's Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And an alley to run. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Lady!
From the red zone now, Stafford. James has got it. Complete. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Stafford. Over the middle, And it's incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And it's third down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the gun on third down, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So on fourth down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. Prater's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
It's not like you're going negative on me,
I was.
It sounds like you're thinking a 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting a 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On the delay, Jones. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now it's Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 1.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Open man is Allison, complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers, the connection made. It's Graham. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Packers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing is Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. The kick by Crosby is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
Set, blue 60. Coming this way, Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. He was looking for Theo Riddick there, but it's going to be second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. Jones has it. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
The Lions on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Stafford, he finds Riddick, complete. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Set, 180. 50. Drop deep.
On first down, it's Stafford. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Williams. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On play action, now Rodgers. And Graham's got it, complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling could lead to no yards gained.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
18, 44. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Rodgers to throw. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Packers have taken the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And the pass complete. This one to Danny Amendola. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The end result, 21 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Left, waiting. 42, check, Mike 42. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Check.
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Let's go, dude. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
On the ground, it's ready. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Throwing is Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And James has it. And he will have the first down, but hold everything. A flag is down. This one might not stand. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Here's Sam Martin now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
You got nothing.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's J.K. Scott now, standing just outside his own goal line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. With a carry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And this is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Amendola's got it, complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's first down from the 42. From the gun, it's Rodgers. The connection made, it's Graham. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Rodgers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Jones. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Rodgers now to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Geronimo Allison, the intended target, and it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So now the field goal unit trots out there for the third time tonight. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was a crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. From the 50, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. Now Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
4 receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. Back to throw. Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now Rodgers. Making the catch is Sternberger. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. This is Jones. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll go again to Jones. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, they'll try the jet sweep here. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings us 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hey, man, 319. Check pass.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Complete. This is Lewis. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And a big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Got a man. That's Allison. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Rodgers again now. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
You see me? You see me?
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Rodgers to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
A 22-yard attempt.
And Crosby puts it through, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Second and 10, Stafford again. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a first and 10 at the 20. Here's Jones. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. From the gun, Rodgers. Open man is Allison, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 44-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Rodgers. And this will be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, Rodgers. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And Graham's got it. Complete. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and it didn't do it very often.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. And again, it's Rodgers. And he's got the connection to the tight end, Graham. Touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham there to make the grab. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Rodgers to throw once more. And he is going to go down. Back back at the 11-yard line. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then you got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 27. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 29, Stafford, James has got it, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Mike Daniels in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. There'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. James has it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Jones has it. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
First down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Stafford delivers this to Hawkinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
250.
From the red zone now, Stafford. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. And this is caught by Curse. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? To throw is Stafford. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Jones. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Rodgers to throw. And that's complete to Lewis. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, Jones. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Rodgers looking to throw. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 39. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Packers are winners here.